episode of Watch Once Over. Today we're going to be looking at a new piece in my collection. This is my Sinn U1B. Now the B stands for blue, and there is a blue electroplate dial on here, and it is just simply stunning. And I originally got the idea of getting a Sinn after I was watching a channel called Bobby Legs Loves Watches. And I'll put a link down to his channel, and you can subscribe to him. He does a real good job on his channel, and he is one of my main inspirations for buying this brand. Although I do love German brands, but I really wasn't had this brand on my radar, and when I start looking into this brand, I start liking it more and more, and decided to pick one of these up. Now, I took the metal bracelet off and put on this tropical style bracelet, and I did purchase this watch secondhand, but it is running excellent, and this has a Salida SW200 that is tuned up by Sinn, and this watch is packed with technology. Let's start off with the first thing, this steel. This watch is made of submarine steel, and it is real authentic submarine steel, and it is extremely scratch resistant and rugged. It is a little on the heavy side, but I like that. This watch does feel really great on the wrist. Aesthetically, it is one of the most pleasing watches that I have ever owned. I really like the way it fits on my wrist. Now, you have a bezel on here that's even harder than the case steel. Now, this is the non-tegmented version as far as the case goes, but the bezel is tegmented steel, and I think that raises the hardness up to about 1500 Vickers, close to that of ceramic or sapphire. So you don't have to worry about scratching this watch as far as the bezel goes. Now you do get an anti-reflective sapphire crystal, and that is anti-reflective coating on the inside and the outside. I don't have any scratches yet on the outside. They do a process on here to harden that, but I don't know. We'll see how it holds up. But as far as I know, it's holding up. It's holding up pretty well. And so on the dial, you just have U1 automatic, and this is 1,000 meters depth rating, and that's really deep. You get a black date wheel with white printing. I like that instead of a white date wheel. And you get all this printing for the indices that are printed on there, and it has a special formula of superluminova that is especially long lasting. It's not the brightest, but it's a special formula that Sinn uses to outlast all other brands of superluminova. And I'll give you a lume shot in a minute, and it does last really long. Now the hands are these boxy style hands with these little pointers on the end. It took me a minute to get used to that, but now I really do love it. Zoom in on that so you can see that better. The hands are unique, and then you have this all black second hand with a white tip and then a white marker after the square, and that's different too. So the watch is all around different. It's not mimicking or trying to be anybody. Very similar to Damasco, which is another German brand that actually made the cases for Sinn at one time. But now, if you look right here at the end, it has SUG. I think that's the case maker for Sinn, all the Sinn watches now. And now that we're looking at that, you can see a screw in this bezel. It is a captive bezel. It is held down by screws. It's not a pop-on bezel. You don't have to worry about that tegmented bezel flying off. And it is a 60-click bezel, and the bezel, instead of having that metal leaf underneath the metal spring, it has ball bearings. So here's the action. Really positive. It locks in great, and this watch is just a hit. And I really like the triangle on here. It's just a pure piece of superluminova. It is nice. Really, really bright. Screw down, signed crown with Sinn. The Sinn S. Heavily knurled. 4 o'clock crown position, so it's out of the way. and it's just a different design all around, and I really like it. Now on the back, as you can see, U1 1000 meters. It has some German markings on here, and this German steel is especially anti-magnetic also, so it does have a high anti-magnetic rating that goes with this, and it's another reason why I picked this watch. So I'll try this on my wrist, which is 7.25 inches. Okay, it's on my wrist now, and that's what it looks like. And my wrist is 7.25 inches. It is extremely comfortable, and I like it. And this tropical strap is just something I picked up from Amazon. I really like this watch. Now, let's do a loom shot. I'll charge it up. Black light. Cut the studio lights. This is the transitional loom. That's what it looks like when you're coming in from outside to inside. Beautiful loom. And that's your full dark illumination. Lasts all night. Extremely, extremely strong formula. Illumi-Bright. Not as bright as like not Illumi-Bright of Super Luminova. Not as bright as Illumi-Bright, but this thing does have staying power and it lasts all night. And as you can see, the second hand is also loomed. So I really like this Sinn. Thinking about adding a Sinn chronograph to my collection too. Possibly. That's coming up, or maybe even a Panerai. I'm real picky with my watches. I don't like too much flash. I kind of like tool aesthetic, and I really love this watch because it's all devoid of polish, and that's what really drew me to it. It's all business, and that 1000 meter backs up that all business and that submarine steel. So that's a watch once over for today. Tell me how you like this watch. Tell me if it's a good add to my collection. I appreciate the comments. That's a watch once over for today. My name is Biggie, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless, and thank you guys for watching.